Hare Krishna, everybody. Welcome to today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. Before we start today's Srimad Bhagavatam class, let us recite a simple Mangalacharana. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chayam Narotamam Deving Saraswating Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. Before reciting Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the only means of conquest, let us all offer our respectful obeisance to the personality of Godhead, Lord Narayana, onto Nara Narayana Rishi, the supermost human being, onto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and to the author, Srila Vyasadeva. Nasta Presha Avadareshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavadi Naistikihi. By regularly attending Srimad Bhagavatam class and by rendering service to pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely vanquished, and loving devotional service to the lotus feet of Sri Krishna who is praised by transcendental songs and poetry is established in one's heart as an irrevocable fact. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnana Jnana Salakaya Chakshur Anamritanyena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. I was born in a darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of transcendental knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisance unto him. Namaom Vishwamudaya Krishna Paristaya Bhutare Srimite Japataka Swami Iti Namni Nama Acharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Padayane Gorakadadam Dai Nirgaram Tani Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Welcome everybody to today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. Today we are doing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 84, chapter entitled The Sages, Teachings at Kurukshetra. Text number 13. If you have this verse, please repeat after me. Yas atma buddhihi ko napetre duke. Yas atma buddhihi ko napetre dhatuke. Svadahi kala tredeshu bhauma ijjadehe. Swadehi kala tredeshu bhauma ijjadehe. Yat titra tat yat tirtha buddhihi salilena kar hijit. Yat tirtha buddhihi salilena karachit. Janasvi abhignesu sa eva gokara. Janasvi abhignesu sa eva gokara. Yat satma buddhihi ko napetri du dhatuke. Swadehi kala tridesu bhauma ijjadehe. Yattitra buddhihi salilena karachihi. Jagnesvi abhinesu sa eva gokara. Yas atma buddhihi kunapetre dhatuke. Swadehi kala tridesu bhauma ijjadehe. Yattitra tirtha buddhihi salilena karhichit. Janisvi abhinesu sa eva gokara. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: one who identifies his self as the inert body composed of mucus, bile and air, who assumes his wife and family are permanently his own, who thinks an earthen image or the land of his birth is worshipable, or who sees a place of pilgrimage as merely the water there, but who never identifies himself with, feels kinship with, worships or even visits those who are wise in spiritual truth, such a person is no better than a cow or an ass. Very, very powerful comment here by Krishna. Let's read the purport. Purport. True intelligence is shown by one's freedom from false identification of the self, as stated in Brihaspati Samhita, Ajnata Bhagavat Dharma Matra Vijnana Samvida Naraste Kokara Neya Abhibhupala Vandita. Men who do not know the principles of devotional service to the Supreme Lord should be known as cow and ass, even if they are expert in technically analyzing Vedic mantras and are adored by world leaders. An imperfect Vaishnava advances towards the second class platform, identifies himself with the sages who have established the true spiritual path, even while he still may be have some inferior material attachment to body, family, and so on. Such a devotee of the Lord is not a foolish cow or stubborn ass like the majority of materialists, but most excellent is the Vaishnava who has gained the special mercy of the Lord and broke free from the bondage of illusory attachment altogether. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti, the word Bhauma Ijja Dehe, who thinks an image made of earth is worshipable, refers not to the deity form of the Supreme Lord in his temple, but to deities of demigods. And the word Yat Titra Buddhihi Salile, who sees a place of pilgrimage as merely the water there, refer not to the sacred rivers like the Ganges or Yamuna, but to lesser rivers. Hare Krishna. So here is a statement. This is actually one of the jewels of this Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 10. This point here made by Krishna is often repeated by Srila Prabhupada in his lectures and in his talk. So let's just look at the translation again. It says here, one who identifies himself with the inert body meaning this material body of ours which is temporary, is not permanent, inert body composed of mucus, bile and air. Mucus, bile and air is what this body is made of actually. We like to think ourselves as being very intelligent or very beautiful or very handsome or very brave or very this or very that. But actually, Krishna says here, your body is made out of mucus, bile and air. Mucus is what is in our stomach that processes food. Bile is the thing that digests the food. Air, of course, angin, we call air. Who assumes his wife and family are permanently his own. This person, he believes that he is this material body. Therefore, anything connected to his body belongs to him. That's how this person thinks. This person here is referred to as being a ignorant materialist. He has no idea of his spiritual nature. In fact, they don't even acknowledge the spiritual side. They say, oh, this is all imagination. Who thinks an earthen image or the land of his birth is worshipable. So here is referring to earthen image here, meaning any image made out of clay that is of someone that this person admires. According to him, is worshipable. He worships it, and the land of his birth is worshipable. Where he's born, these people all tend to put a lot of importance to the place of birth. Their place of birth. Who sees a place of pilgrimage as merely the water there. So these people, they consider places like Vrindavan, Mayapur, Dwarka, what do you call, Rameshwaram. These places all, this is only the rivers there. The significant part of these places is only the rivers there. The people there make no difference. They have no regard whatsoever for the saintly people that live there. But who never identifies himself with, feels kinship with, worships or even visits those who are wise in spiritual truth. So these people, they consider people who live in places like Vrindavan and Mayapur, Dwarka, Rameshwaram, Badrinath. These people, they consider these sages, the saintly people who live there, as ordinary beings. Nothing special about them. They consider them like every other person out there. In fact, they have an opinion that these saintly people are all lazy people. Why? Because they are not doing what they are doing, working hard like a donkey, collecting a lot of money, enjoying life. This is what these people. So these people who have all these characteristics, Krishna says they are no better than a cow or an ass. So why did Krishna say this? So Krishna is equating somebody who's only interested in eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. Okay, this person basically he identifies himself with the body that he has. He's only interested in eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. He's saying this person is no better than a cow or an ass. Cow, I think you know what is a cow. Ass is a donkey. Why? Because this person actually, he has no regard whatsoever or a respect for anything beyond his body, any knowledge or body of knowledge like philosophy, like Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita that talks about our true identity. That is, we are the spirit soul. For the spirit soul, there's never birth or death at any time. So these people, they're not concerned about anything spiritual, so they only concern themselves with the subject matter of eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. And according to learned sages and in holy scriptures, this eating, sleeping, mating, and defending is the business of animals. So therefore, this person is considered a walking animal. Therefore, he is described here as a cow or an ass. True intelligence is shown by one's freedom from false identification of the self. True intelligence is shown by one's freedom from the false identification of the self. So this means that 99.9% of the world population today on earth, they consider themselves somehow or other related to the body. And how do we know this to be true? Very simple only. Right now, the whole world is under threat by one virus, COVID-19. I'm a bit confused about this. I say virus. The experts say no, it's not a living entity, so we cannot call it a virus. But yet we are under attack. The human race is under attack by this thing called COVID-19. Okay. And the moment the physical body is under threat, what happens is everybody in the world, they are in anxiety. They are worried. They are so worried about the temporary material body. They're so worried. They're so much in anxiety of dying. So this is how you know you are in the bodily concept of life. For those who are in holy lands like Vrindavan and Mayapur, you can see with your own two eyes. Even though the whole world is under anxiety, these people who are in these holy places, who are engaging themselves in transcendental activities, these people have no fear whatsoever. Their attitude is, Krishna, you want me to live, I will live. You want me to die, I will die. I have no worries. While I'm here, I don't want to waste my time in engaging in this worrying business, worry like an animal. I don't want to do that. I want to engage every moment I have in thinking of you, glorifying you, and worshipping you. So therefore, this purport here, it says here, true intelligence is shown by one's freedom from false identification of the self. As stated in Brihaspati Samhita, men who do not know the principle of devotional service to the Supreme Lord should be known as cows and asses, even if they are expert in technically analyzing Vedic mantra and are adored by world leaders. Hmm. So, mundane education actually doesn't help you in any way. It only concerns with helping you earn lots of money, getting some name and fame so that you can live a comfortable life. That's the value of modern education. So here it is, Krishna is stating here, people who are technically analyzing Vedic mantras. So these people are also under the category of mundane scholars, because there are many Vedic scholars out there who can read Sanskrit, they can analyze, they can write in Sanskrit, they can speak in Sanskrit, but actually they don't believe um, in the conclusion of Srimad Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavad Purana. They don't believe in it. So they don't believe in it, they don't practice it. How do I know this? I have personally met what they call a Sanskrit scholar once, many years ago, before I came to Krishna consciousness. And this person, he knows Sanskrit inside out, very learned. He knows, he has read so many scriptures, but he himself say that actually there is no God. Yeah, there is no God. Huh? And adored by world leaders. Even this person might be very admired in the human society, in mundane society. They can be very admired, but that doesn't have any real significance. Talking about this, it just reminds me, in translation, he says here, this person who thinks an earthen image or the land of his birth is worshipable. I remember there was one report of one young boy, a very young boy in India. He made an earthen image of Donald Trump, and every day he used to do puja. Every day, actual Donald Trump, actual, with tie, with suit, and terrible hair and horrible face. Nobody can say he's handsome. So this young boy in India, not married also, he lives, he lives with his mother. He made an earthen image of Donald Trump. Every day he will do puja with flower, with agarbatti, with ghee lamp, everything. Every day he will do. So when I think something happened. Is it that he lost his election, or what? Donald Trump lost his election. This young boy felt sick. He actually felt sick. He was broken-hearted. He had such a reverence and respect for Donald Trump that despite doing puja and all that, when Donald Trump was in some kind of difficulty, I'm not sure, is it that he lost his election or something like that? This boy felt sick. He had a heart attack and he died. This is how much in ignorance some people are. So when I heard this, I was thinking, oh my God, this boy, I don't know what kind of existence is this? He's totally ignorant about what is true, what is not true, what is worthy of worship, what is not worthy of worship. So let's go back to the purport. An imperfect Vaishnava, and this is a very important point here. An imperfect Vaishnava advancing toward the second-class platform identifies himself with the sage who have established a true spiritual path, even while he still may have some inferior material attachment to body, family, and so on. Such a devotee of the Lord is not a foolish cow or stubborn ass like the majority of materialists, but most excellent is the Vaishnava who has gained the special mercy of the Lord and broke free from the bondage of illusion, attachment, and altogether. So Krishna is saying here that if a Vaishnava, let's say, and he's talking about us actually, we are all neophyte devotees. We are considered neophyte devotees. Krishna is saying a neophyte devotee, somehow or other, he has developed some kind of respect, some kind of reverence, shraddha for holy people. Like most of us, we have great respect for Srila Prabhupada. Most of us, we have respect for Srila Prabhupada's sannyasi disciples like Jayapataka Maharaj, Bhakti Chaitanya Maharaj, Radhanath Maharaj, and so many others. So if we have such, we have developed some kind of reverence and respect. Krishna is saying here is this kind of person, this Vaishnava, is not considered like a cow or an ass. He is considered very, very exalted. And this Vaishnava, even though he has so much attachment to his, to his body, to his family, to his children, to his work, to his property, to his money, even though he has so much attachment, simply because he has some respect for these great souls, he associates with them, and by such association, he says this Vaishnava gains the special mercy of the Lord and becomes free from the bondage of illusory attachment altogether. So this is, Krishna is referring here to those category of devotees who are known under the name of Kripa Siddhas. Kripa Siddhas are those who have perfected their life simply by obtaining the special mercy of the Supreme Lord. All right. So the special mercy of the Supreme Lord is that despite being unqualified for getting liberation from this material world, Krishna still gives this liberation. He gives. Why? Because such Vaishnavas, they have taken shelter under a pure devotee. So therefore, this verse in Bhagavad Gita chapter 4 text 34 is very, very important. Krishna says there in Bhagavad Gita chapter 4 text 34, Tad viti pratipatena pariprashena sevaya ubadakshanti te jnanam janina darsina. Krishna says, just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. By rendering such service, the spiritual master can reveal the truth unto you because he has seen the truth. So this is the special relationship between Guru and disciple. So when one takes to the process of Krishna consciousness, the two main things they should do is, number one is to inquire, and number two is to render service. Render service to pure devotee, a Vaishnava devotee of the Lord. So therefore, once in class, somebody asked Radhanath Maharaj, how does this mercy actually works with regards to Guru and disciple? So the answer came was simply by rendering service to the Guru and simply trying to please the Guru. Guru in his mercy will speak to Krishna and tell Krishna, my dear Krishna, please give liberation to this disciple of mine. He's very sincere and he's very nice. When Krishna hears such a statement from a pure devotee, what Krishna will do is Krishna will say yes. Even though Krishna knows this disciple actually is not really qualified for liberation or not qualified for any kind of mercy, but because his pure devotee says that, yes, this disciple of mine is very nice, please give him liberation, Krishna will say yes. Krishna will not say no. So this is actually the secret to spiritual life. One should follow in the footsteps of the acharyas. A pure devotee only behaves in a way that is in line with what the previous acharyas have established. So now, I always like to ask myself, every time I read something very highly philosophical, I like to ask myself, I am not a pure devotee. So how does this actually relate to me? So the answer here comes to mind. One thing that comes to mind is that as a neophyte devotee, sometimes because of our bad thinking habits, we consider devotees to be like everyone else. And we will see also there are a lot of imperfections in devotees. But But you have to realize, Krishna is saying here, an imperfect Vaishnava advancing towards Krishna consciousness, uh, even though having some inferior material attachments to body and family and so on, is not a foolish cow or stubborn ass like the majority of materialists. We have to understand this. Why? Because sometimes when we think lesser of another person, whether Vaishnava or non-Vaishnava, our intention and our consciousness will come out in our words that we use, the way we behave. All right. So I've seen many times that because Vaishnavas sometimes they do not behave in a very high standard manner. They behave like a common man. They will say things that are on the level of ignorance. And having heard that, you start to criticize. Oh, how can this one a senior devotee? Oh, how can he's a Vaishnava? How can he talk like that? How can he say like that? How can he behave like that? How can? And in doing so, sometimes we will call them all kinds of very, very displeasing words. Very harsh words we'll use. We'll call them this, we'll call them that, we'll call them stupid, we call them stubborn, we call them idiot, like that. Please understand that whether you call them, you scold them, whatever you think of them, only reflects who you are. It does not reflect on what that person is, whether Vaishnava or not. Doesn't actually reflect on that person. Why? Because the simple fact here is that we do not know what that person is going through. All you hear is the surface. What they say is the result of a condition that they're going through. We do not know. We make the mistake of passing judgment very quickly. We assume that we know what this person is and what this person is not. I heard many years ago in a movie, somebody said, when you assume, you become an ass. Assume. ASSUME, assume. So when you assume things, you become an ass. Ass means like a donkey. You're stupid, number one. Why? Because actually we don't know what this person is going through. That person might say this, might say that out of being in a position of suffering. And we here thinking, oh, how can this person say like that? How can that person say like this? Actually, that's not a very intelligent thing to do, simply because it reveals within your heart. It reveals to the whole world what is your real, who you really are actually. You're ignorant, you're an ass. So if you can understand this, then the question might come, how to behave then? How should we behave? So the answer comes. The answer actually I have read here in this then the following chapter. Wait, text 35. This is a statement by the god of death. This is what he said when he met Krishna. Please be merciful to me, so I may get out of the blind well of family life, my false home, and find the true shelter of your lotus feet, which selfless sages always seek. Then either alone or in the company of great saints who are the friends of everyone, I may wander freely, finding life's necessities at the feet of the universally charitable trees. So this is a very exalted devotee. This is a statement by Yamaraj. This is the next chapter. I don't know why I thought of this. I thought I'll just read this. So here, this Yamaraj is saying that, my dear Lord, please give me freedom. Please give me freedom from this ignorance, this attachment to ignorance, to family, to home, to position. To give me freedom and just bless me with the blessing of being in association of your devotees who constantly wander around the whole universe. He's actually speaking of Vaishnavas like Narada Muni. They wander throughout the whole universe, simply giving good fortune to everyone. So he's saying, give me the blessing so that I may associate with such devotees. So the question might come, if I were to pray to the Supreme Lord for this kind of blessings, but the fact of the matter is, Vaishnavas are very hard to find. This kind of pure devotees are very hard to find. What should I do? Well, person Bhagavad might be very hard to find, but book Bhagavad is always available. Srimad Bhagavatam. Let me see, can get a good view or not. There. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Part 4. This Bhagavatam is always available. So by taking shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam and by reading at least one stanza, one translation or one purport a day, one gets the benefit of associating with pure devotees. And by doing this, what happens is one gets a clear view of who we really are. Instead of judging others and saying harsh words, harsh things to others, of which we will, for sure, 100% you will regret. You 100% you will regret. And there's no such thing as you do something like this and oh, he's wrong, I'm right. You can say this in the beginning stage, but after a while you will think to yourself, what la, can't I behave even better than this? I must try to find a way. I'm not saying I'm better than this. I'm saying I made my share of mistakes, and now having reflected back on my mistakes, I'm trying to give the benefit of that wisdom to all of you. So in trying times like this, we should come together. We should pray for each other. We should kindly, think of each other in a very kind way. Interestingly enough, recently I heard one lecture, and in that lecture, one of the audience shared one experience about the power of our thoughts. One day he was driving to work, and what happened was there was another car in front of him that was hogging the road. So he was in a hurry. So in his mind he was thinking, oh, what an idiot! What idiot is this? Driving like this. I'm in a hurry. I want to go. And he was thinking so focused like that. He was looking at the car in front of him, and he's saying, oh, what an idiot! He's such an idiot, such a rascal. Can't he see, I'm in a hurry, I need to go to work, I need to reach, I'm late for work. And he was cursing in his mind to the car in front of him. What happened was, when he finally passed the car and he gave one dirty stare to that person saw the look of disgust on the cars passing him. He felt so bad. He felt so bad that this person he parked his car at the side of the road, and he sat there and he just started crying. And this person passing by saw this, and then he realized, oh my God, my thought energy have caused this person some grief. He might have been going through some difficulty. I am assuming that I am the only great person here. I'm a wonderful person. But apparently this person is going through some difficulty. He might have been in deep meditation. He might have been thinking of something. That's why he was driving so slow. And here I'm cursing him. And this energy was going towards him, and he could feel it. He just stopped at the side of the road and he started crying. And this person who was thinking so badly about this other driver, he himself felt so bad. You see? So I thought it was very, very interesting. This person, he realized that his thoughts has very powerful effect on this surrounding world. Even though whatever happens outside of you, you have no control. Please understand this. Sometimes we get upset because we think, oh, how can this person do like this or like that, as if we have some right. What happens to us when it comes to material nature, we have no control. Sometimes it wants to rain heavily, sometimes there's no rain, sometimes it's so hot, sometimes there's a strong wind, sometimes there's typhoon, sometimes there's tsunami. What we can do? We can do nothing. We can only just accept it. All right. Similarly, when somebody does something to you, we cannot assume. It might be something not very nice. We have to be tolerant inside. Outwardly, we must do what we have to do to protect ourselves. But what happens from outside of us? Somebody do something towards us. We have no control. We have no say. We cannot do anything. So therefore, we should be very careful to be aware of what we feel and what we think. We must always take the stance of being operating from the platform of being very merciful. That is what Yamaraj was asking. He said, please give me association of your pure devotees. Why? Because the pure devotees always operate from the platform of mercy and compassion. So I'll just read the verse before this. Neither the demigods controlling fire, the sun, the moon, the stars, nor those in charge of earth, water, ether, air, speech, and mind actually removes the sin of their worshippers, who continue to see in terms of dualities. But wise sages destroy one's sin when respectfully served for even a few moments. See? Again, this is another very good point. Krishna is saying here, neither the demigods, who are the controllers of fire, the sun, the moon, the stars, in charge of earth, water, ether, air, speech, mind, actually removes the sin of their worshippers. Krishna is making this very, very important point here. Even the demigods, they cannot remove sin. They cannot remove difficulties. Who continue to see in terms of dualities. Dualities is the symptom of somebody who is very materially attached. They see everything in terms of good, bad, happy, sad, sinful, pious, like that. Dualities too. The conclusion, Krishna is saying here, but wise sages destroys one's sins when respectfully served for even a moment. Even a moment. A moment's service can give you so much benefit. So the next time you feel something bad about, especially a Vaishnava, if you want to say something critical before you want to do it, the rule of thumb here is whenever you're emotional, keep your mouth shut. Keep your hands away from your smartphone. Don't say anything. I found this to be very, very helpful and very useful. Don't say anything. Just give yourself some time to cool down, and then with a steady mind, think about why did I want to say this? Why did I want to criticize this person? Because this very person you criticize, I guarantee you one day you will approach that person and you will ask for help. I've seen this happen so many times. That is one. That is number one. Number two, whenever you see Vaishnavas, especially when they are so-called fighting, don't get involved. I made the mistake of taking sides when people fight. I take sides. So the problem with taking sides is that once you take a side, you cannot untake that side back. It is especially very embarrassing for you when these two people who are fighting, later on in time, they too become best friends. And the victim here is you. Why? Because you took sides. And this has happened to me many, many times. Never get involved. Vaishnava, two people fighting, whatever this is, never get involved. let them fight, let them say what they want to say, because it's got nothing to do with you. You cannot assume anything. Later on, after everything cooled down already, then you can talk to them and say, hey, hello, please, don't talk like that, lah, it's not nice, we all Vaishnavas, we all this, like this, like this. So this is how we should behave. Anyway, this is my contribution to the Srimad Bhagavatam class. If you have any questions, please, you can share in your comments and I will try to help you out. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.